Good morning, everybody. The whole day I've spent thinking it's Tuesday, it's Wednesday. Thanks for all of your posts talking about hump day. Hope everybody's doing great. I don't think I've ever done a Wednesday video, but I wanted to come and talk to you today about something that struck me this morning, and it's sort of a rant. And I hope that it's going to help you connect to leadership in a different way and what exactly it is that we're doing when it comes to leadership. There's something in my eye. So, you know, for most of us now, leadership is the buzzword. Everybody's talking leadership. Oh, well, we're inspiring leaders and we're leadership. I mean, I mention leadership and being somebody that writes about leaders and has a book about leaders, and doors just fly open. They just fly open. Oh, we want you to come. We want you to come bring your book. We want you to come. I'm getting some interest now in speaking and all of these things. And I'm like, oh, isn't this great? And it got me thinking this morning, and I'm going to tell you why I'm thinking like this, and then why this is sort of a rant. I have a friend of mine, and she's online. She's also in this group, and I hope she'll chime in. She may or may not. I don't know. Whose son committed suicide 2 years ago. And he was 13, a victim of bullying. And so she and I have bonded and talked and connected through this, and we were friends before, but through it and still. And she posted yesterday that another child was the victim of bullying, and I need to go back and actually look, and that this child took their life. And it just incensed me. Like, I was like, what are we doing? You know, all of this talk, all of this conversation, we're leaders, we're leading. We are leaders. We are, yes, we are embracing it. But are we really? And this just, the whole morning, and when I read the post yesterday and the whole time today, I'm thinking, what are we doing with our leadership? You know, are we really, really leading? And take it a step further, are we empowering the next generation of leaders? Are we? I don't know. So I wanted to sort of leave you with today. You know that my message is all about our girls, because I believe that our girls are the healing hands of the world. I love little boys. I love grown-up boys. But we are given certain gifts as women and as little girls in order so that we can do what a boy or a man cannot. And one of those gifts, in my opinion, and in many of your opinions, and I think you'll all probably agree, is the gift of healing. It's the gift of healing. So my message, and the reason that I'm writing and talking and going to little girls, is because, believe it or not, for many of you, and the stories that you have told me, and the things that I have heard about the lack of leadership that you had growing up, and how that lack of leadership in your growing up has impacted you in business today. And so that's why I said, well, you know, I'm going to go back. I want to go back to the little girls, the healers. Because at no time in our life are we more of a strong leader than when we're little. Now, life comes in and takes it. Life comes in and manipulates us. And we have many factors that affect how we grow into leaders as little girls. But that is the time that we are most creative. We are most fearless. We are most enchanting, enchanted. We see life through a child's eyes. Talk to any adult, we all agree on this. Oh my gosh, children are, there's a magic. And then through no fault of their own, things happen. And I have been told amazing stories that are so tragic that I listen to from all of you about what happened to you as a little girl and why that enchanted, magical little creature didn't quite develop those wings as the leader that she could have maybe had, or that maybe you wanted her to, or whatever. So for me, when I hear stories of suicide in our children, when I hear stories of bullying, or when I go to New York City and there is a mother on the street holding her infant son and she has no clothes for him. It was my daughter, the girl, that touched, and she took off her sweatshirt and gave it to that mother. Her favorite sweatshirt, by the way. Now, I don't say this because I think that, you know, she represents, in my opinion, what is in our girls that has to be drawn out. They are the ones that are going to do the healing. They are the ones that are going to take their hands and touch the ill and the sick and the wounded and the sad. They are the ones that are going to put this earth back together and fight for earth conservation and animals and so many of the injustices that we have in this world. So when I hear this suicide, and I think to myself, my first thought this morning, among just feeling for the mother that has to open her eyes the next day and deal with this, is, what are we doing? We're leaders. We're leading. But what are we doing? You know, I sometimes I think to myself, and my thought about the suicide is always, and about the shootings, the school shootings. I think about that too, and I think, where were the leaders? Are the leaders there? Are there enough? I don't think so. I don't think so. And so you have these things going on, and one of the gifts of the leader, even of the young leader, is there's this hypersensitive awareness. Leaders are very observant people. It's just the nature of the beast. We tend to look around. We are also viciously, fiercely curious people. So if we see something, the leader archetype, the leader tends to say, what's going on over there? Like, why is that person doing that? Or what's going on? Or, you know, they're curious. Now, I'm not saying that there wasn't any of that in all of these things, but we need more of it. We need an army. We need an army. We need to empower our girls, the healers, to be able to step up and be the force of good and go to the sick and the wounded and the hurting somehow and touch them. Now, with 63% of girls surveyed, the number one role model for a girl is, who would like to chime in and tell me who they think it is? 63% of girls surveyed said that they're, who is it? Type away, I'm waiting. Where? Come on, Michelle, Tracy, Tina, where are you? 63% of girls surveyed said, Mama. 63% of girls surveyed said Mama is the number one role model in her life. I think that still leaves, what, 37%? Is that right? 37% no, which is still a staggering, that's a big number too. But 63%, Mama. So here we are, Mama. All of us with the daughters. If you don't have daughters, you have nieces. If you don't have nieces, maybe you have a sister. If you don't have a sister, maybe it's a young cousin. Maybe you teach. Maybe you coach. Maybe you are somewhere around girls. But here we are, the mamas, and they're looking. What do they see? What are they looking at? How are we posturing leadership for them? What does that look like? Are we setting a good example? And I'm going to share, most sadly, for no fault of anybody's, this is no fault of anybody's, it's just an observation. Most mothers struggle with their own personal leadership skills. So now you have a daughter who is looking, and she's not seeing what she necessarily needs to see. And what is that? Well, there's many definitions of what we hope to empower and give our girls as an example. Confidence, fearlessness, compassion. I try to impart a stand up, kind of get in there, speak up, use your voice, don't be afraid. Girls, even young leaders, they're timid at a younger age. So I always try to say to them, use your voice, that is yours. You have to stand up for what is right and what is wrong. We need them. We're not in those schools. They are. They're not sitting beside that child that wants to take his life. We're not sitting there. They are. We're not sitting beside the girl who has got an eating disorder. They are. And so what are we doing to give her the skill set to be able to heal there and leave some healing along her way? She's capable of it. She can do it. She's not too young. Little girls are powerful. They are so powerful. And any of you who have, and I don't know if any of them, yes, Tina, mother, for sure. Any of you have daughters, they like come out of the womb. They're powerful. They're savvy. They're empathic. I used to be able to mouth to my youngest across the room. She could understand everything I said. She was like 2. And whatever I would say, and she would know. They're smart. They've been given gifts that we need to cultivate and nurture. And we need to stop talking about leadership, because it is like the buzzword now. Everybody wants to talk leadership. Oh, leadership, it's so great. It's leadership. Yes. What are we doing? What are we doing? Even through my daughter's anxiety and depression, she has always reached out to do whatever she can for other people. I think our responses are delayed to you. That's okay. Yeah, girls, naturally, this is where we are aligned. Girls are pulled towards a natural nurturer. The issue is, and I was reading some articles and doing some research the other night about how in many countries, however, in the United States not so much, but still here, we push little girls towards too much of the nurturer and not enough of the leader. You put a nurturer and a leader together, it's the most powerful leader there is, because she is an empathic person who likes to be out in front, but she's empathetic, she's sympathetic, she's in touch. She's in touch. Princess Diana was an empathic leader. I mean, she was the nurturing leader. And look what she did. Look what she did. She was powerful. And we have a lot of them in history and a lot of them in our group here. So I guess I'm ranting because I'm angry and I'm sad. And we shouldn't have kids taking their lives. We shouldn't have kids bullying. It's heartbreaking. And it's heartbreaking, and it's getting more and more and more and more. And the more and more that happens, the more and more I am feeling this call for our girls to rise up. For our girls to rise up. I want to tell y'all a story. All three of my girls are swimmers, and my middle daughter, when she was she must have been about 10, 11, maybe even younger, maybe 9 or 10, swimming. She would say to me, Mom, the boys are picking on the girls in the pool. Mom, they make fun of us in the pool. And she would say to me, they're always bugging me. They're bugging all of us. And I remember this went on for a long time. I said, what are you guys doing? What are the girls doing? And she goes, well, we're just not doing anything. I said, why? Why aren't you doing anything? She kind of looked at me. She was a little bitty thing. She's still a little tiny thing, and she was itsy bitsy then. And I said to her, if you come together, there is no force greater on earth. There is no force greater on earth than a woman, and a woman who teams up with her her pack. There is nothing that will break that wall down. I said, stick together. Get together. Use your head. Don't let them put you down. You guys, they have all the power, but they don't know they do. This is that raw little leader. They don't know it yet. There are women that are grown that still don't understand we have the power. We have it at a very young age. And then as the weeks went on, she would say to me, Mom, now they've stopped. It's sort of like they move in, and I'm using boys. Life, the world, moves in and it finds the weak. We need walls. We need walls of girls. And when there's walls of girls, there's nothing that can get in there. This goes for men that are preying on our girls. This goes for abusive men. This goes for suicide. This goes for our children. No matter what. So today, for those of you that have girls, this is my message for you. I want you to go home, and I want you to, when she comes home today, if she's in school, I want you to look at her hands, and I want you to touch her hands. And I want you to imagine her hands touching the sick like Jesus did. I want you to feel them. I want you to hold them. I want you to ask her, can I hold your hand? I want to look at it. And I want you to imagine those hands with this powerful energy coming from them and touching and healing everywhere she goes. I want you to also gather energy from her. If you are not the leader that you wish to be, she has that power. Connect with her. Lock in so the energy connects. Feed on that. Let yourself feel that raw strength that she has. It may not look like it. She may look bratty. She may look snotty. She may roll her eyes. It doesn't matter. That's the leader trying to get the wings up. She's trying to get them, like, she's trying to figure out, like, if I spread them, what am I doing? And it's raw. So how we navigate and how we lead her is key. If this is a weakness for you, please plug her into people and resources that can help her. No different than a math problem that she's having. I cannot teach my daughter math. So what do? I plug her into people, or I get her a tutor. Leadership is the same thing. Leadership is the same thing. So you're going to have to realize and acknowledge that, hey, you know what? This is not my thing. Who can I plug her into? Message me and I'll help you. This, you guys, this is important. Our girls are without us for 8 hours a day, sitting beside very wounded people. We've got to get our girls and we've got to empower them and pull that healing energy out and let them understand that they can use it for change. The world is so wounded. They're the ones that are going to do it. Amazing live today. Love it. Gosh, you are looking fabulous. Love you, Sarah. Thank you. So what do you think? How many of you have daughters? Any questions about this? I think that for many of us, what this really comes down to is our own personal leadership skills. And we can't teach something we don't know. And we can't model something for others that we don't know. And we can't have somebody looking at us and saying, what is it that I see, or how is it that this is going to work, or you know. So really being able to take inventory of ourselves as well, and where we stand as leaders in our homes, in our lives. What is she looking at? This is really, really important as well. You've got to be able to look at where you need support and strength and help in order to empower her. Nieces and great nieces, good. Yeah, the nieces and the great nieces. I mean, we've got nieces, grandies, we've got aunties, we've got mamas, we've got sisters, we're such a powerful force. And there's such a need, and there's such a, I don't know, I'm just so disenchanted today, you know, and we need to do better. So I hope that this will inspire you a little bit, give you some food for thought. It's a little bit of a rant. It's a lot of a rant. And love to hear your comments. And any questions, you can post them in the group as well. So that's it for me. Have a great day. I'll see you again soon, I'm sure. I'll be on the video challenge on Thursday. I haven't set the prompt yet, but I think we'll do another challenge. So if you want to do your live video on Thursday, you can do a... be ready for that. That is tomorrow. I swear, I think it's Tuesday. Oh my gosh, tomorrow. So be ready and I'll post the prompt today. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.